Hey guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. In this video, we are going to look at how to prepare for business studies. The general tips shared here will be beneficial for both class 11 and 12 CBSE students. The first step to approach the subject is to know the syllabus. The syllabus gives you the overall picture of what lies in the subject, what is one going to learn, etc. The syllabus is often altered and one is supposed to follow latest CBSE notification for the same. Here are the list of topics. These topics are not just important at your class 12 level, but these are extremely important if you're planning to take up professional courses like CA, CS and CMA, where these are elaborated further. So for class 12, part A consists of principles and functions of management. The topics here talk about what is management, what do different people speak about management, under what environment that a business functions, and how do you plan to achieve your objectives, how do you organize your resources towards that objective, how do you recruit people and help them achieve your objectives, and how do you direct them to achieve the objectives, and finally, if there are any deviations, how would you go on to control them. Part B talks about business finance and marketing. Financial management is a topic wherein you learn about how to manage funds to run the day-to-day affairs of the business. And financial market will talk about how do you procure funds from different markets. And marketing management talks about the 4 P's of marketing, namely product, price, promotion, and place. And the consumer protection topic deals with how do you as a customer can go and get your grievances solved. Part C is the project work, which is for 20 marks. Again, the list of topics for these projects are put up by CBSE. The next step is to know how is one going to be tested. So in your question paper, you will have 20 1-mark questions, 5 3-mark questions, 3 4-mark questions, 3 5-mark questions, and 3 6-mark questions. There will be internal choice in questions of 3 marks, you will get 1 choice, 4 marks, you will have 1 choice, 5 marks, you will have 2 choices, and 6 marks again, you will have 2 choices. In all, total of 6 internal choices will be there for you. The next step would be how to approach these questions. So 1-mark questions can either be a definition based question or MCQ based question. For definition based question, the best way to prepare is to take a separate notebook and jot down all the definitions that you're going to read. This will be extremely helpful during last minute revision, when all you'll have to do is take the definitions notebook and look at all the definitions. For the MCQ based questions, you can mark possible MCQ in textbook. How to identify possible MCQ? Form question for each paragraph that you read, which you think might appear as an MCQ based question. So here is an example. The paragraph is from the consumer protection chapter. So what questions can be asked? A question can be asked this way: X goes to a supermarket to get a food product. As an intelligent customer, what mark will he look for? And there'll be 4 options given: ISI mark, FPO mark, hallmark, and eco mark. So now you need to say FPO mark. So this way you can form your own questions. Another fun way to do this is to allocate 1 chapter to each of your friends, so that each and every friend will be able to make a set of MCQs for these chapters and you can exchange it among yourself. This way you will have a lot of MCQs to practice during your exams. Another salient feature of your question paper is the case studies based question. This gives emphasis to conceptual understanding. To get them right, one has to read the book thoroughly and look out for keywords. How to identify these keywords? I've given an example here. Say the keywords are efficiency and effectiveness. There'll be so many other words which denote these. One has to write all these as and when you solve case studies or as and when you read about the concept. So for efficiency, the terms which denote this would be doing tasks correctly, minimum cost, cost benefit analysis, less input, more output. And for effectiveness, it will be finishing or completing the task, doing the right task, concerned with end results, and so on. Let's now see how this approach will help us crack case studies. Here is a question which says that a company has not been able to meet its target of 5,000, instead they've only met 4,500. And they've also said that they have reduced the cost involved and improved the quality. So the question asked here is identify the concept of management ignored. There are two things to be extremely careful of. One is that here they talk about both efficiency and effectiveness, but the question asked only asks you about the management concept ignored, which is effectiveness. How were you able to identify that it was effectiveness? Because we saw, right, the words denoting effectiveness would be finishing or completing the task. They've not been able to do that here, and they've not been able to achieve the end results. So this is how you get your case studies right. The next and final aspect would be direct questions. If you'd opened your book, you would have seen a lot of subheadings. They are of utmost importance and you need to present the answers quoting them. So how does one remember all of them? Here are two time-tested techniques. One is mnemonics and another is mind maps. When we were young, we would have heard this mnemonic. My very efficient mother just served us nuts. To remember the planets of the solar system. The same way, you can use this technique to remember Taylor's scientific management. So here I've given an example. My sweet simple mother and father taught Taylor's different functions, and you will get all the scientific management methods of Taylor. Another way to do them is to just take the first letters of the subheadings and try to make a word. For example, process of organizing would be idea, identification and division of work, departmentalization, assigning duties, and establishing reporting relationships. The next technique would be a mind map. A mind map is a diagram used to visually organize information. This will be of immense use as you can have the entire chapter confined into a single page. This is how a mind map will be for business studies. I'd suggest you make your own mind maps and write them so that you remember them well. You can even make it colorful and creative by adding a lot of pictures. There are also a lot of apps available to make mind maps, but I feel it's better to write them and make them on your own so that you remember them well. So these were the tips on how to effectively prepare for business studies. If you find them useful, then do like this video, share it with your friends, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button.